those are the types. That's what he does for us, and that's what we need from him every night. I mean, so again, good on him that he took the information and he went out and executed it.
Craig, I know that coaches would say this is a good problem to have. You have a guy like Calle Yarncroc who shows up at camp and looks great. Great camp, seems healthy, scores a goal last night. He's really good for you. There's a lot of people going, okay, well, where's Easton Cowan fit in? But Yarncroc's an experienced veteran guy for you. Does it complicate things? Obviously, it's good to have good players. Where are you at with Yarncroc, and when can we expect to see Cowan in the mix?
Yeah, I'm glad we have Yarny because I think he's a guy that, you can use in different situations. He can play with good players. He can play in your fourth line, kills penalties, checks well. He covers a lot of areas, and, he's a great person, great teammate. So we're lucky to have him, in my opinion, and I like him a lot. And Cowan, yeah, I mean, we didn't play him last night, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be in next game. Maybe he won't be, maybe he will be. But, we got to have a little patience there. But at the same time, I got to make sure that he's not out too long because he needs to play. So I got to find a way to get him in there. These are the discussions that we constantly have, myself, Brad, the coaching staff. So, Cowan, I thought he came in and proved himself in camp and did a good job of doing things right and understanding what he has to do to make the team. And I thought he did that. So it's just about managing the lineup. Listen, you have 2 or 3 extra players, right? And we don't want them obviously sitting out too long. We want them all to play and contribute. A lot like we did last year. I mean, I thought that we used everybody pretty much the whole season. There is stints where guys more on defense don't get in there that much if they're the 7D, but we try to use everybody, and I don't see it changing.
Craig, how does the workload schedule change for your goaltending, particularly Stolarz with Joseph Wall not there and Caden Primo waiting in the wings here?
Yeah. Well, it changes, obviously, and I thought, last year we rotated pretty regularly throughout the year. That changed a little bit, obviously, right now. Stoley's in a good spot, feels great. So the schedule will determine starts, for sure. There's back-to-back games coming up and things like that. So, but there's going to be a little bit more load on Stoley. We all know that.
Yeah. So is it kind of like when it is the back-to-backs or whatever, with Primo, we know he's going to get some games. Will Hilda be in the mix at all for you guys, or are you going to give these two a chance to run for a little while here?
Well, he can be, too. Hilda can be. But, again, he's a little bit like Cowan. We don't want him sitting up here and sitting out rather than playing. He's a young goalie and has a great future, so it's best that he gets playing, right? Yeah. Again, but he's available, so we'll see what happens, where we're going to go from there.
I got to ask you about a familiar face that is off your championship team in St. Louis, Sammy Blaze. Was that your claim off waivers, or was that Brad Treliving's?
That's Brad. But he's, Sammy, the name was brought up here before. So he knows that I coach Sammy, and, I like Sammy a lot. I mean, he did well for us, and he was part of that championship team, and he's a guy that he's gonna be physical out there. He likes to take the body, and he's got surprisingly good hands. He has the capability of making some plays, scoring some goals. So we'll see. Like I said, we got extra players. We're going to try to find a way to get them in.
And I guess the last name I have on my list to ask you about while we had you was Nick Robertson, who continued to have a great training camp. Played 57 games for you guys last year. It's been tough for him, right, to get opportunity, I think, at times, but at the same time, played a lot last year. Where are you at with his game and his ability to, I guess, grow within the Leafs?
Yeah, and that's a good point. Like he has to continue to grow as a player, and he has the capability of shooting the puck in the net. You know, he works hard, he skates, he's quick. I mean, I thought he came into camp and you know, came out and showed everybody that he belongs on the team. Like, I thought he had a good camp. Again, he doesn't. Obviously, the things outside and all the noise is not affecting him, because he came into camp and he earned the spot, played well, and started last night. He was in the lineup. So that's on him. He did a good job there. And like I said, you know, we like him. And, you know, he provides speed, and he has the ability to shoot the puck in the net. So, like I said, he's part of the team. We got extra guys, and we got to try to figure out. It's you know, game by game, see where we're at. There might be guys in and out, so we can get everybody playing.
You know, it seems to me, Craig, that you got a handful of guys that are kind of in this mushy middle where they could play anywhere between 9 and 13, 14 minutes. Is there ability for one of them to step up and start going into that 15 to 18 minute mark? I mean, you had a guy like Mitch Marner, and we know he's gone, but you knew he could play 23, 24 minutes. And is there a guy that you can develop now, or ultimately will Brad feel the need to go get somebody that could play 17, 18 minutes?
Well, I think we have guys capable of getting there. And, you know, not everybody can play that many minutes. There's guys that have the motor to do it, right? And, you know, I think watching Cowan from junior to now, he's got a motor on him. So that's a ways away, but I do believe in time that he could get there and do that. I do believe that in my mind. Whether we need to go and find somebody, that'll, you know, we'll have to see about that, right? Trades are hard to come by, it seems like, but you know, we'll have to figure that out down the road.
All right, Craig, last one for me, I promise this time. Just you guys added Derek Lalonde to your coaching staff, NHL head coach previously. Have you guys changed any of your division of duties with his addition?
Yeah, he took over the PK and a lot of what Lane did last year for us. You know, very, very happy to have him. We're lucky to have him. He's a very good coach, very intelligent, great with players. You know, really has a good sense about him with players, how to approach them, talk to them. Very, very good personality that way. So I think he'll do a good job with our guys from an individual standpoint, helping players develop and get better. But overall,